what I figured we would do first is start with the thing I'm trying to like manage everybody towards, which is vision. So let's start with your vision, and when we go do this core member by core member analysis, the thing that I want us to do is be able to pull out, you know, sort of relative to your own vision, where are our core members towards it. So like, and sort of like ranking them from, I came up with the scale of green to red, but green meaning like they're closest to embodying the things that you want them to be embodying in your vision.
Okay.
Red being they're furthest away from that. And then let's core member by core member go through sort of like, what are their strengths and motivations right now, what's carrying them, barriers, what's holding them back, and then opportunities, what do we feel like can spark their leadership, or what, or on the other side of that coin, are there like technical skills that we need to build in them to go along with sparking their leadership, and then let's define the change that we want to see. And I think if we do this for a good number of core members, you can sort of take this and do this for the rest. The reason why I feel like this is going to be a helpful process for us is if we stop now and think about like what we want to do and prioritize for core members for the remainder of the phase, I think this will help us to know what we do and how we spend time with folks. I also think this will inform your benchmarks. So I've kind of done this
for the people that I've already seen.
Okay.
I have a profile sheet with those same things for the most part.
Is there something I should be looking at then? Where is this?
I can drag it into our folder. Hold on one quick second.
Is it Andy's personal tracker?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Hold on, give me 1 second.
And I don't think this dismisses any of the stuff that we've been doing, so like benchmarking stuff and all the stuff that we've been focused on around like make sure that you are planning and organizing and prioritizing your time the right way and all that good stuff. I think this will help us to clarify how we use the time.
Yeah, this actually is something that I had before our last check-in. Hold on. I'll probably could have it open. Okay, let's try it one more time. I did this before our last check-in. Okay, now let's try. Okay, now upload, refresh your thing. This was something that I tried to do for our last check-in to help me.
Think about like who and what benchmarks and all that good stuff.
Well, I just needed a place for some basic information to live. Managing a whole lot of documents for people going into a check-in is difficult. So I just needed a sheet, and even after like that talent identification meeting, I just needed a little profile sheet for each person that could help me know snapshot-wise, like this is some background, this is their vision, this is their goal, these are their goals, these are their areas of strength, areas of growth, leadership next steps, instructional next steps, and then my next steps in relationship to that.
Gotcha.
So I think a good number of people are in this particular document, and as I met with people or spoke to them, I added on. So it's a work in progress.
Okay.
So we can go through each person, and then whoever is in here, I think it'll be easier for us to
just look at the document that you've created for them.
Or no, we can still do this, but since everybody is not in this document, but I think when we get to certain people who are in this document, it'll be easier to talk through them.
Okay, cool. I'm looking real quick for stuff that I wrote down from my last check. Okay, cool. Alright, so last time you and I talked about your vision, we basically identified like your main priorities we're similarly aligned to our team's overall TLD vision, but can you sort of restate what you're driving towards in your vision? Because I think that'll help us to stay grounded when we're doing this CM by CM analysis of like where people are towards that. So restate, like for yourself, what are the most important things that you're driving for in your work with your core members right now?
Okay, so I want for my core members to be instructionally effective for the benefit of their student, for the highest possible student outcomes. Is that what you mean when you say like?
Yeah, like just what is your...
And do you want me to be more specific with that?
No.
Okay.
So like your overall vision, just like for example, mine is, you know, on a student and a core member and a staff level, 3 different things. The students, I want them to be having like...
I got you. So for my core member students, I want for my core members to create the conditions that will allow for students to access the highest level of opportunities that they can conceive of.
Okay.
And so when I say create the conditions, create not only the holistic conditions as far as the culture in their classroom, but also the rigorous experiences that will allow for students to access those different paths of opportunity. And as far as my vision for my relationship with my core members is that I want to be able to, you know, be the leader that they need that can either help them build the skill or help them build the confidence that will allow for them to create those conditions.
Okay. Cool. And so when we are talking about where each of your folks are then, I want to keep coming back to that, and I want to make sure we're connecting all the metrics that we may name about either PK or visions or whatever metrics we're using.
Okay.
We're making the connection to this larger vision that you're stating. Like, how do these metrics give us information about where you are towards your larger vision? I do think it's important to make the connection from your vision to mine, which is, you know, for me and my work with you, I want to make sure that you are learning how to set a vision for yourself, how to drive towards it, how to accomplish it, and you're learning a lot about your own leadership so that it's then trickling down to your work with core members and students.
Yep.
And so I feel like us being able to actually concretely talk through your vision and talk through how metrics align to your vision and talk through where your core members are towards your vision is building that skill.
Okay.
Okay, so